And speaking of ending it on your own terms, I want to talk about Indiana Jones. So Harrison Ford is ending this on his own terms, he's saying. He wants this very last one to kind of like be it and be his grand finale for Indiana Jones. Well, the newest trailer came out like a week ago, but now they're talking about the de-aging stuff, which we knew he was de-aged in this. Now they're saying that the first 25 minutes of this, you're going to have young Harrison Ford. The whole opening sequence, 25 minutes. And that it's something kind of interesting to think about. And it's going to set between Last Crusade and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. So it'll be between those two times. And you've seen pictures online with him de-aged. It actually doesn't look too bad to me. But they're going to do this, it's still going to be before the end of World War II. Indy's still going after the Nazis. He's still going to prove that he's like that kind of action star. And also, I found some more plot details about this. Well, apparently, it's going to be about NASA a little bit, about the space race. So Indy is going to actually think that some of these Nazi scientists that have come over to the United States are actually trying to endanger the country. And now his goddaughter, Helena Shaw, comes in and causes problems. And now this whole plot goes crazy after this. But the whole idea is that the first 25 minutes are like leading up to this for like the characters that come into this. So it shows his history. And then bam, now we're there and Indy's old and he's got to come out of retirement. Just like Junior, just like Sean Connery back in the day in The Last Crusade. Coming out June 30th, so not that far away.
That was a great Sean Connery. What are you talking about?
Come on, Junior.
Hold on, no. Rachel, you give us a Sean.
No,
Connery.
I can't. I'm not going to.
Come on, Rachel.
Come
on, Rachel. But there's also a TV show happening about Indiana Jones too, and Harrison Ford said, "I will not be doing that. This is my last ride. This is it. I'm hanging up the hat, and this is it. This is my send off."
He's like deep into his 80s at this point, like.
Yeah,
82 years old.
Call it a day at some point.
You have to. I think this was, it's coming at a time where we don't have a lot of adventure franchises at the moment. Uncharted didn't really take off the way that they wanted to with Tom Holland and Marky Mark, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm not too worried about the de-aged Harrison Ford. I think it is probably the longest continuous period of time in a movie or in anything that I've seen that we're going to see a de-aged person. So it's probably going to be a little uncanny valley there for a little bit, but technology has progressed. We've gotten better at it. We know what to kind of avoid in terms of, removing too many wrinkles and just making it look like they just spent way too long in a tanning booth, like Patrick Stewart. But no, again, we've talked about this, Brian. He's a fantastic actor. He's wonderful on Shrinking. If you haven't watched Shrinking, I'm all for this. Let Indy do his own thing. I would love to see him going up against like current Nazis instead of going back to World War II Nazis.
The Nazis are still happening.
He's punching Richard Spencer or whatever the hell that guy's name is, and just dealing with the alt-right. I don't know. That'd be the Indy I'd want to see.
With his whip?
You kind of can't bring him into this generation because he'd be like, what? He was like 35 in Last Crusade, so he'd be in his hundreds. Indiana Jones would be in his hundreds.
That's why this is still kind of a period piece because it kind of has to be.
You'd have to set it like
how they said it before.
Or something like that. The latest. I love Indiana Jones as a franchise. Indiana Jones is one of my favorite franchises.
It's so good. Yeah.
We don't talk about Crystal Skull, but I hope this is better. I am cautiously optimistic.
We don't talk about Crystal Skull.
I think that the CGI technology they're using to de-age him will look like absolute shit in 10 years. But for now, I think it'll be a good movie, and I hope it'll be a good movie. And we'll just kind of see what they do with it.
I know, and the thing is, they're saying that they use this same technology in Star Wars. It was like, Rebel? I'm going blank on the name of it. But they used it before, and the fact
they did it on Grand Moff Tarkin. They did it on
it was a Grand Moff Tarkin. That's what it was
as well. They did
but the Grand Moff Tarkin was like the longest one before this. They were saying
they did on Christopher Lee.
Yeah.
But
well,
it
they
is sort of like
reanimated
that.
him because he was dead.
Reanimated.
Because he's dead. But this is actually Harrison Ford. The thing about this, though, they're saying it's different. It's actually Harrison Ford. They have so many different stills of him, took almost so many pictures they can graph it onto his face that they're saying it's going to be the best they're going to see. And some of the pictures that actually
footage for them to use of him too.
Yes.
So like he never really stopped acting for too long. So there's a lot of footage for them to use and to recreate it. But I still just it's gonna look like shit in 10 years. It's gonna look good now. We're gonna all go, oh my god, that looks so good. But in 10 years, we're gonna go.
But even like this picture I have right now, it looks really good. Like the fact is they're not really, they're not. I mean, it looks a lot better than I thought it was gonna look. Like I mean, honestly, they're not going crazy. They're still letting some wrinkles be there. They're not pulling everything out. And Harrison Ford, like we're saying, he's 82 years old. Yeah. If you've watched Shrinking, you know he's a lot more fragile than he used to be. You know, that's a whole thing. So I see him. I'm like, how do you make him look like how he used to look? You know,
it looks a little bit like a video game still.
Yeah, a little bit.
It looks a little bit like a cutscene. And
they haven't shown a lot of him. You know, they haven't shown a lot, really. They're showing a few stills.
Like, it's not...
Yeah. I hope so, too. I really hope so. I hope it's good. I just hope it's good because the last, like, we talked about the Crystal Skull one. The Crystal Skull one just, like, was like, And then the idea of aliens, I get it, you know, but the thing is there's too many cooks in that kitchen. You know, George Lucas was throwing shit in that there, like, changelings, the flying monkeys, you know, like, stuff like that with Shia LaBeouf swinging. Shia LaBeouf's character in general in that, all you gotta say is again, no, and he's not back for this. You know, there's a reason. You know, because
is it confirmed he's not coming back?
Yeah, as far as I've been told, I've heard he's not there. He's not there.
I mean,
I think timeline-wise, if they're setting it
doesn't make sense.
They said if they're setting it like between the two movies is the arc is the de-aging, and then they have him up in like if they're doing Space Race the 60s.
Yeah.
So character is like not relevant yet.
He didn't meet his son until, you know, Crystal Skull, so he wouldn't be there. So yeah, Indiana Jones, everybody, and the trailer I think looks good. I hope the CG is good. I hope it looks good. I hope Harrison Ford looks great. I mean, 25 minutes is a big risk. And the thing is too, not to get too much into rumor area and stuff, but I know that I've heard they've changed the ending millions of times. And that kind of frightens me too. Like I know people that, you know, have talked about like that have worked on there saying that they shot a bunch of different endings. They had a bunch of test screenings and they weren't sure how they're going to do it. And, you know, there's a lot of people that don't want him to pass the hat. And that's one of the endings that
he doesn't
they had.
Want to pass the hat. He's like Indiana Jones dies with me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what it should be.
Not want to.
Indy's story should be done.